into the Q Code. Your curiosity quest starts here.
Hey, welcome in everybody to another episode of the Q Code Podcast with your hosts Danny, Travis, and Alan here. Just want to, say it's that time of year where, the leaves have fallen, there's a nip in the air, and we're sitting in the back of a garage, freezing our butts off.
This fine studio establishment.
There's people that are in worse situations than we are, but we just, being here in Utah, you get all 4 seasons, and during our recording times in the summer, we're sweating. And then in the winter, we are freezing. So right now we are...
Even though we do get all 4 seasons, it's more like, I think we get 5 months of summer, 1 month of fall, 5 months of winter, 1 month of spring.
I don't even think it's like that. It's more like 3 months of... It's like 11 months of winter and 2 weeks of summer. Just kidding. That's Canada.
That's Canada. Just the whole country is...
All of Canada.
All winter, all the time.
Freezing cold. Anytime I see a picture of Canada, it looks miserable. So, we've got a good show for you today. Now that we're talking about cold weather, I'm kind of jumping out and making an assumption here, but we are going to be talking about our dream vacations, and so maybe some of us are thinking about someplace warmer. I don't know. But what we've done here is we have, Danny and I have created our dream vacations. We've plotted them out with flights and hotels and activities and priced them out so that you know how much it would cost if you wanted to do that yourself. Alan was going to do one, but it's kind of hard to price space. A trip to Mars or just into space. So
for some reason they don't have a readily available pricing at this moment. I think they do have pricing, correct me if I'm wrong, Alan, on like orbital travel or something like that. Can't you pay like $250,000 and
you might be able to
get?
I swear, like when we were in not junior high, like maybe high school, it came out that there was a bunch of celebrities paying buco bucks to get on some rocket ship.
Didn't Lance Bass?
That's what I was going to say. And Lance Bass from NSYNC was one of them. This is what I'm going to spend my money on, which is fine. I mean, you do the same thing, Alan, if you had it. But I don't ever remember Lance Bass ever going into space.
I don't know. Well,
I don't
do you
know
know where he is right now?
He's not in space.
I haven't heard from him in like 20 years. So maybe he is.
Yeah, I don't know. He could be in space.
He's in some kind of space. But yeah, like if we were in high school and that was happening, I mean, not to age us, but there was nothing really that was just right on the horizon at that point where you're like, oh yeah, by next year, this is probably going to happen. It would have been definitely like a pipe dream. Like hopefully in my lifetime, if I put my down payment, in now, I can go on this flight.
Thinking like maybe
now it's much more, I want to put in my thing because it's going to happen like next year. I just need to put in my down payment now so I can get on like one of the first
maybe
flights.
It was a little bit after high school, because I feel like back when we were in high school, that was when NSYNC was kind of like between 9th and our senior year. That was like when NSYNC was like a thing. So
late 90s,
it's probably a little bit
2000s.
after that, to where like maybe NSYNC was kind of done because Justin Timberlake was like, screw you fools, I'm better than y'all. And I'm going to be by myself. And so then Lance Bass was just like, well, I'm never going to get a solo contract, so I'm going to go to space.
Well, that's just a way to get more press.
I know that there's some guy who has paid SpaceX like millions of dollars to be on their first Starship that goes around the moon. So
do they call it a Starship? Do they call it a Starship?
Now they're calling it the Starship. Before they were calling it the BFR, which was like
big freaking rocket,
big effing rocket. But When they would talk to Congress, they would say BFR is Big Falcon Rocket.
It's
Because they have the Falcon, the Falcon 9, the Falcon Heavy, and they're like, it's the Big Falcon Rocket, Congress.
Do you know who the person was that put that money down?
I want to say maybe Japanese guy. Some Japanese guy. Businessman.
All right. Well,
Maybe it's me, and you guys just don't know it.
before we hit our main topic, like we always do, we do have a quick question, which are never that quick. But since we're going to be talking about our dream vacations, we kind of want to go the opposite way and talk about maybe a vacation that didn't go so well. And, whether it's a night, we're calling it a nightmare vacation or just something along those lines. So
Anywhere on the spectrum of I had these expectations and they were not met, all the way to it was literally hell.
yes.
So, do you have one, Trav? And where on that spectrum would you say it falls?
I don't know exactly where the spectrum is, and the reason why I don't know is because I have to be a little careful. Because this was the summer the summer that I got married. So
your honeymoon?
No, it wasn't the honeymoon. I said it was right before I got married.
You're like, I have to be careful.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
Worst
saying.
trip I ever had was my honeymoon.
My honeymoon was great, except for the fact that because we went to Mexico, and it was during their rainy season, so it was literally just raining the whole time.
Which part of Mexico did you go to?
Sinaloa or Mazatlan. So
this coming from the boy who I was like, yeah, don't you always go to Mexico? And you're like, I never go to Mexico. But like on every other episode, you're like, and this one time when I went to Mexico.
I've been to Mexico like twice. Okay, maybe more than that. But I've been to Mazatlan.
Twice a year for your whole
I've been to
life.
Mazatlan more just because my grandparents had a timeshare there. And so we
it
always
was like
just
a
went.
once a year thing, wasn't it?
Well, I didn't go once a year. They went once a year.
Oh.
I went altogether in my lifetime 3 times.
I'm pretty sure I remember growing up and people
No,
be
4
like,
times. I went
hey,
4
where's
times.
Trav? I haven't seen him for a couple of days. I'm like, that's that time of year again. He's in this Mazatlan trip.
I went once when I was 5. I went another time when I was maybe twice when I was a teenager, and then once for my honeymoon. So 4 times. But anyway, so it wasn't that. It was August of 2008, and I was getting married or maybe it was July, but anyway, I was getting married like 2 weeks after this trip. Mm-hmm. And it was a family trip. We all go to, it was just, like with siblings, cousins, aunts and uncles, and we were all going to Bear Lake, which is, if you are unfamiliar with the Utah territory, that is just a popular lake here.
Northern Utah,
which spans a little, half of it spans into the Idaho region as well. We're going to use that
state.
Region of Idaho. But anyway, so we went up, rented a cabin, and this is just so much stress is going on. We're trying to prepare for our wedding whilst going on vacation. My wife had never been on vacation with us at that point, with the whole family. So there was tons of unexpected things, that you just could not foresee. And we were out doing, one of the biggest things that kind of kicked it off was we were out on jet skis. And me and my cousin were kind of running around, chasing each other. And I didn't like it because I was scared. It's like, nah, we're going to crash. So I kind of booked it towards the shore, but then killed the engine a little bit before I was supposed to. And he thought that I was still playing and ended up coming right at me. He T-boned me, but before I could get off of the jet ski, the nose of his jet ski pinned my leg against mine, and then I just fell into the water. And I just remember laying there, and I was just sitting there thinking, please don't be a compound fracture. For whatever reason, I am terrified of compound fractures.
You would have been fine if it was a clean break.
Clean break, sure. If my bone is sticking out of my body, I am I'm throwing up, passing out, and then dying. So
Please don't be a compound.
So I kind of floated up to the shore, and I finally felt down to my leg, and everything was fine except for.
Hey, what do you mean you floated up to the shore? Like,
Well, I had on a life jacket, so I just.
So you refused to swim. You just let
Yeah. No, I
let the current take you
pretty
to
much.
shore?
I was like,
nobody came and got you.
nah, they were coming out there.
just
but,
wait for him to float on the shore.
But I wouldn't let
In my
anybody.
mind, that would take hours.
I wouldn't let anybody touch my leg. I was like, it's like, don't touch it. So finally I felt down there. I didn't feel a bone sticking out or anything, like, because my leg was kind of numb. So I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on down there. But then, plus all the adrenaline. But then, like, I got out and then I looked, because what he did was he didn't actually pin the bone. He pinned the calf. So he just hammered the calf muscle, and it was
Bruised you?
Well, it was, what's the word?
Atrophied,
No, it was.
condensed.
Oh my gosh, it's where your muscle is contracting. It was contracting like a lot.
Like
it
cramping,
was
twitching?
like it was twitching like no other. And so finally, like, what we ended up doing though to stop it from bruising is we got some tobacco, like chewing tobacco, and just put some water in it, warmed it up in the microwave, slapped it on, and then put saran wrap around it, and never bruised.
What?
So
That works.
yeah, it's a cool
How
remedy.
did you know that?
I didn't. My cousin did. He felt really bad about almost cutting off my leg. And so he's like, all right,
So does this cousin start with a S or an M?
an S.
So, quickly, a side note, because I think, Trav, you're a little bit more like I am, and probably Alan is, in the fact that you're all for a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you just kind of have like an internal mechanism that's like, look, I don't want to push it past this level because things get dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But other people don't have that switch, or at least their threshold for danger is much higher. And so I'm always nervous when I'm hanging around those people.
Oh no, like we all go like with those cousins, my brother, like we'll all get on like ATVs, four-wheelers, and we'll go, and they're always like flying everywhere. They're going on these big old hills that are like pretty much just vertical, and they go all the way up and down, and I don't know, like I tipped on a three-wheeler once and landed in a sticker bush. So I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go over these little bumps, and I'm going really slow, and I'm just like, yeah, I like to drive my ATV on just like a paved road. Because I know
Then you can really floor
I
it.
could go fast, but I know I'm not gonna like go over any huge rocks or anything and tip over. So, but that was one thing.
So that sticker bush you landed on, was it scratch and sniff or 3D or
What?
holographic or just regular?
Stickers, pricker bush.
Oh,
You
what?
got stickers.
Oh,
Stickies,
so
thorns.
it wasn't just a bush that grew stickers?
Shut up, Daniel. There's only so far you can take it. But so there was that. My wife and I were kind of, what's the word? We were not necessarily fighting, but we were definitely just the whole stress of, because we were trying to get all of the invitations out as well while we were there. So it was just a lot of stress was going on there. I also sunburned my feet really bad, and they swelled up.
Your feet?
Yeah, my feet got real bad.
Like the bottoms or the top?
The tops, and they were throbbing as well.
How would you sunburn the bottoms?
Yeah, what am I-
like what position are you just?
Well, I didn't know if like maybe he fell asleep like laying on his stomach and his feet were up. A bottom side up.
Like that, or I'm just like walking on a platform with mirrors on the bottom of it, so it's just shooting up at the bottom of my feet.
Or you could be walking on sunshine.
But no, it was the top of my feet, and they were so painful. I couldn't even wear like socks or shoes, which I did tough it out so I could go golfing. But that was the most painful round of golf I have ever played. So
your trip was bad because you almost got your leg chopped off.
I almost got my leg chopped off.
got
My feet were sunburned
and you
and
were
swollen,
fighting with
and I was
your-
fighting with my soon-to-be wife. So
Yeah, that's
it was a little tough.
That's pretty crappy. Speaking of, though, the people who push things a little bit too far, was it like our brother-in-law JD's bachelor party or something where we went, whatchamacallit, go-karting?
I don't remember.
Were you there? Like,
I probably wasn't.
okay. I can't remember if it was
He just spilled the beans. You weren't invited.
because there was some, like, one of his buddies is kind of like was pushing it. There were a couple of them pushing it too far, and they're like, I mean, they tell you like rule number 1: don't hit the other drivers. But these
Don't
kids,
crash.
Like these, well, I'm calling kids. They were older than me, but literally did not listen to that rule. Like, we actually got stopped and threatened that if it happened again, because they just kept doing it, like they would just remove all of us from the track. But at one point, because they kept doing it and pushing it like super close to, like, okay, we're not touching, look up, but we're like, they were just so close. And it might have been Steve. I'm gonna have to ask him, my brother Steve, who ended up being like the victim of like an awful crash. Because they came in too fast and hit him, and like the go-kart that hit, if it was him or whoever it hit, jumped up and over the back of their go-kart, and like the front of the go-kart like was like landed like on the person,
Oh, wow.
and they were like kind of hunched over because they're being crushed. So like, I mean, not crushed so much that they like were gonna die, but like, 100 pounds or so. So anyway, that was my thought process when you said that. Anyway, so Al, did you have a trip that was just terrible or awful or slightly below par?
Not really. I mean, when I went to Japan once on a buddy pass on our way back, it was like right around Christmas. On our way back, we got stuck in Atlanta for a
Well, when you're riding
day.
buddy passes, those are tough because you're just seriously hoping. You're like, please let there be a spot for me.
Well, but the worst part was we had to fly from, I think it was Salt Lake to Atlanta and then back the entire other way all the way to Japan or something like
This
that.
is like an extra long
yeah, we had
flight.
to always backtrack to Atlanta.
Is it like a Delta buddy pass? Is that why?
Atlanta
remember
is a
what
major
company.
hub for Atlanta. Atlanta is a major hub for Delta.
It's probably Delta. then.
Atlanta is a major hub for Atlanta. Salt Lake is a major hub for Salt Lake.
It is.
But yeah, so we got
Kennedy's
stuck
a major hub for New York.
on the way back. We got stuck in Atlanta for a day, and then the next day came, and we were hoping to get on a flight, but we couldn't again. So then finally we were like, screw it, we're just going to buy the cheapest other airline flights. And it was like Frontier or something like that. I think the airplane was Wally the Walrus, is what it was, on Frontier Airlines. So they were like, thank you for flying on Wally the Walrus. And I was like, that's not an animal that flies.
Wait, they name their airplanes?
Yeah, because Frontier always has like an animal on the fin. Whatever, on the
Maybe
tail.
I've never
Yeah.
flown Frontier.
Well, I've never flown it either, but I can look at planes.
I go blind every time I go to the airport.
So it was a pretty nervous flight because it was so cheap, and I had never flown Frontier. And Wally the Walrus does not sound like something that flies very well.
But
So,
you got home, so
yep.
that walrus sure did what he was supposed to do.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Or walruses, the animals with tusks, right?
Yes, Daniel.
You don't know what a walrus is?
Okay. What is your trip?
So I don't know. I mean, I'm like you guys. I have had frustrating experiences to the point where like I'll go to a hotel and it's just gross, or things are broken and not working right. Or there was one that we went to and there was like cockroaches, so we like requested another room, or something like that. But as far as like a trip as a whole, I kind of had a hard time deciding like, what did I really ever have a really bad trip? And the worst one that I could remember was about 15-ish years ago, I would say. Trav, you probably remember this, but I did that little stint with the World Financial Group.
Mm-hmm.
Alan, you probably remember that too.
Yep.
So, joined this World Financial Group. Again, you could classify it as a pyramid scheme.
You could,
But
that is exactly what it was.
Although, I mean, technically, it was like, it's not they call them schemes, but a lot of times they're not like schemes. They actually sell real products. But the whole idea, though, is like, well, you just got to get two of your friends to be under you. And
well, yeah, but the reason why it's a scheme is because you have to spend so much money on the products yourself, and then also trying to sell the products and everything. It's like you're just wasting more money than you're actually making until you get to a certain point. Like, yeah, sure. Like if you can con a bunch of people,
never thought of it that way. That's where the scheme comes in.
Yeah, if you can con, I mean, they're basically
scheme is like you were conning your people who were purchasing things from you. I was selling like
they basically pass it off as this get rich quick type of thing, but all you're doing, I mean, they're just making tons of money off of you.
Like only the people at the very, very top.
It's a scheme, yeah, because like a pyramid is shaped, all the money is at the top, and so you have to eventually make your way to the top, not by like replacing people or moving up, but just putting more people below you. So it's a complete trickle up.
It starts starting to make more sense now.
He's been a part of like 3 or 4 of them, and he still doesn't know how they work.
But anyway, before this World Financial Group thing, so anyone who has been part of like one of these type of business platforms or whatever, you'll notice that a lot of times they have some kind of a conference that happens. Honestly, they usually have one probably like quarterly, but then they'll have like one large annual conference that they try to pull everyone together, and they're like, you're going to hear from speakers like all these top sales people and whatever in the company are going to be there, and you get to listen to them talk. So long story short, they just so happened to be that they were going to have their annual conference in Las Vegas this time around. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess we better go. So I was doing this World Financial Group thing with a friend of mine who actually goes by the same name as me, same first name, not the same name completely. That would have been weird, but so
wait, didn't you have a story about playing 3-card money in Vegas?
I might be getting there.
Okay.
Haven't you already talked about this story?
Have I?
I think you have.
On the podcast, yeah.
I don't know if I have on this one.
Maybe not.
Maybe it was on our sports one. I don't know. They're all blurred.
But I don't even remember why I would have talked about it on the sports one.
I know you've talked about it because I know I've made fun of you for it before.
Okay. Well, for anybody who hasn't heard the story, here it goes. So we go down to Vegas. Well, of course, we're at the bottom of the pyramid, so we have no money. There's a reason that we're trying to to do this so that we can actually make money. So we tell that to our, what do you call them? Like the person that recruits you.
The recruiter?
Maybe. They probably all have different names, but yes, they're like, so-and-so was in charge of us.
I'd imagine they'd all have different names. You and I have a different name.
Recruiter Trav. Recruiter Alan.
All right, fine. But
I guess, want to know something mind-bending? The person that the recruiter recruits is called a recruit.
What?
Recruit Dan.
And then we also had another recruit, Dan. So how do you explain that? So anyway, we're like, yeah, we want to go to this thing because we know it's gonna be super inspirational and everything, but we really can't afford like a hotel room and stuff down there. And he's like, to tell you what, if you guys will commit to go, you guys can stay in my room with me. And we're like, okay, that's cool. So we decide we'll do that. So we go down there in my friend's car, which happened to be like a 1985 Honda Accord, I think, at the time.
So 1 year newer than yours?
Well, mine was 86.
Oh, okay. So 1 year older than yours.
I think it was 1 year older. And so we drive down there and have to go stay in this room. And of course, it's like 6 guys staying in one room. And we are just relegated to sleep on the floor / couch or wherever we could find in the room. So I was like, okay, but whatever. I'm young. I was like 20 years old at the time. I could do this. I could deal. I must have been 21 though, because I could gamble. So we go, and I have just enough money because I was like, oh, I want to go down there and play some blackjack. It was like a big blackjack day for me, or heyday. Not just that day, but
It's a big blackjack day.
so we go down there. But anyway, this is where we're walking down the strip, thinking we're living the high life. Here we are, these finance guys just at a conference in Vegas. That's just how we do.
They're super excited to know that they're at the bottom of the pyramid right now.
Exactly, because sooner or later we're going to find two friends who are then going to find two friends.
Yep.
Wait, whose 85 Honda were you in? Or did you drive there in?
What, did I drive there in there? I told you.
No, whose 85 Honda?
Daniels. The person
Oh.
with the same name as me.
Okay. He was also a recruit. Because I was going to be like, if this was one of the recruiters and he's driving an 85 Honda,
You should check again into the company that you're getting into.
We were like, what's that? A boiler room. Like when that kid comes in and he's just like, I'm going to make it big. Like he wasn't there yet, but he knew he was just going to make it big, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how we were feeling. But anyway, yeah, we go down there. And this is when we see a big crowd of people standing on the strip, on the sidewalk. We're like, what's going on here? And we're trying to watch and like look through the crowd. And this is exactly where you can see 3-card money is being played. But at the time, we didn't know what 3-card money was. And so the guy there was just like doing his little card shuffle thing. He's like, can you find the queen? Can you find the queen's hearts or whatever? Da, 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 da. And people were trying to find it, and they're like, how much would you like to wager that you know where it is? And they'd be like, $10 or whatever. And he'd be like, hey, da, 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 da. And then they pick and like, oh, no. And so my friend is like, I want to try that. So he goes up. Now we're like totally front and center. And he's going and watching the cards, and he's picking. He's like, okay, I think it's that one. He's like, nope. And turns it over. He's like, okay, you lost your $10. He's like, I tell you what, I will give you another chance. So he's like, you want to do it for 20? He's like, okay. So he does it again. And this time he loses his $20. And he's like, one more time. You could do it for 50. And he's like, all right, fine. I'll do it for 50. Because I think at this time he's like, I just got to get my money back, right? And so he goes again and he picks wrong. Well, so now he's lost like $80 to this guy. But here's the kicker is I notice there is like a slight bend in the card that we are supposed to identify.
don't they all have bends in them? Like that's how they pick them up so easy.
Well, no, not the curve part, but like an actual bend in like the corner.
A unique.
Yes, a unique bend. So I'm like, I got this.
That when you're confident, you go from
He's
this
so
to
easily
this.
he's so
I got
easily
this.
conned. I mean, just listen to the story, okay? He got recruited into a pyramid scheme. He had no money, didn't want to go to Vegas for a conference. The guy was like, nah, man, just come and stay in my room. Oh, okay. So he got down to Vegas somehow, has to stay on the floor of some guy's room, now is on the street and is now about to drop massive cash because he thinks that he knows the trick.
Quote, he got this.
I got this.
And so in a desperation move to help my friend, because I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my friend's money back for him. So I'm like, I want to give it a try. He's like, okay, man, what you want to do? How much you want to put down? $10? $10? I'm like, no, I'm going to go 100. And he's like, okay.
I forgot this part of the story. This guy was like, yes, I usually have to like build up to 100.
Because in my head, I was thinking, I'll get my friend's money back and I'll pocket $20 extra for myself. And so... So he does his little thing. He's like,
See, I would
follow the Queen of Hearts.
If I did it and I won, I would not have given my friend's money back. I would
Like,
here you go, and I get $20.
Like, see, stupid? You should have noticed the crease on the corner.
Wait, I think there was a time though, right before my friend went, where this kid got.
He
got it right.
That somebody did it. That's the
guy that's working with the guy.
Yeah.
We found out later.
Yeah, of course.
So like that people get like, ooh, yeah, it's possible. And so Yeah, so I go and he does a little thing and I see the freaking card with the bend in it. And I pick it. And he turns it over and it's not the Queen of Hearts. And he takes my $100. And now I'm livid. Because I figured that he must have cheated.
Yes.
Turns out this whole thing is a scam.
Yes, it is.
So that's how I learned about the 3-card money scam. So now here I am in a town sleeping on someone's floor, and literally that $100 was like pretty much all the money I had. I was worried like how I was gonna buy food. I was happy next day to see that they provided lunch at the conference. That was cool, so I could eat. But yeah, so like finally a couple days later, we're done with this whole thing. We're ready to go home. We go out to my buddy's car to drive home, and someone had broken into his car and stolen his like Discman, which was all we had because we were just using one of those like tape plug-in things into the dash.
Put in the cassette tape.
Yeah.
I just see this. He's like, man, can't I ever catch a break? We got no food. We got no car. Our pets' heads are falling off.
So yeah, that was probably like the worst trip I've been on.
Okay. All right. Well, so that's enough about like the bad trips. Let's talk about the good trips. So here we go.
Up down there, long ago. It's a long way down the holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday road.
So is it kind of funny that I chose that sounder for our dream vacations when those movies are all about horrible vacations?
Yes, but
It's a happy song, though.
yeah.
What were you going to say, Trav?
I don't know if I mean, the end result, there's always such crazy stuff going on there, but that would be an entertaining, like, all of those would be very entertaining vacations.
That's true. They'd be awesome stories.
I always wondered, like, when you watch those movies, their kids are always so bored. I'm like, dude, you are in Europe. Or you're on this
Going to
road
Wally
trip
World.
and you have some old dead lady strapped to the roof of your car. Like, there's a bunch of crazy things going on. They're always so bored.
Yeah.
But anyway.
They're so bored that they literally, like, contort their faces to look different in every movie.
Every single one.
It's crazy. But, yeah. So if anyone hasn't seen the Vacation series with Chevy Chase, you should definitely check it out. I know there's a newer Vacation movie that has the guy from The Office in it. What's his name?
Oh, it's just called Vacation. But it's, oh my gosh. It's Andy Bernard, but.
Yeah. But anyway, it was okay. But I think I like the older ones better.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Sure. You can't do better than Chevy Chase.
I know.
In those movies. So
again, like Trav said, what we ended up doing is we put together these dream vacations. The rules that we set in place were basically it has to be legitimately doable, something that you can do, and then it has to be something that you can kind of do like in about a week. Meaning like you can't just be like, I'm going to travel the whole world, and because you can't do that in a week, or I'm just going to travel the whole world, but it's going to take 2 years or whatever.
We felt like we needed to give like certain, some limits because, I mean, it's like a vacation. Like a vacation isn't like continuous living. I mean,
like going from place to place.
That's just living your life, but you're traveling the world. Vacation is like you go away and you come back to reality.
Yeah. So we did put in place, if you want, you can travel to more than one place, but it has to be something that you can actually do in real time during that week that you're gone. So I think what we'll do, since Alan, Trav, and I have each picked one, why don't you be like the person who, in your opinion, at the end you can say this, I would either pick Trav's dream vacation or Danny's dream vacation. And then we will also, like Trav said earlier, we've priced everything out. So we will give you the grand total ticket price at the end of these trips. So you can see for yourself if it's something you would like to do. Hit us up. I'll send you the itinerary, and then you can book it, and then let me know how my dream vacation went, because I will have to live vicariously through you. Or if you really love this podcast and you want to send us on our dream vacations, we would be eternally grateful.
Yeah. I mean, it would be more for research.
Yeah, we would just want to see if it legit was our dream vacation.
Yeah, I might get done with it. It might be like, this is boring.
Yeah,
This is
but
dumb.
either way, we guarantee, we promise we would write a blog post about it.
Yeah. Okay. A blog post. we would start a blog first, and then we would write a blog post about it.
Trev's like, I had fun. Thank you.
It was good. But all right, well, you want to go first?
Either way, I can go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So here's my dream vacation itinerary. So I had a hard time picking a place at first. I don't know if you had a hard time.
I didn't. I knew exactly where I'd go.
So I kind of looked at a whole bunch of different places, because I'm like, maybe I want to go to Australia. Maybe I want to go to Africa on a safari. Maybe I want to go back to like Japan. Maybe I want to, but anyway, long story short, after really looking at it, I'm like, you know what? I'm sure you have different times in your life where you have different priorities and wants and needs. And at this point in my life, my priority for a vacation would literally be to get some R&R and just not have to worry about anything for the week that I'm gone. Right. And so I ultimately decided that my dream vacation would be going to Bora Bora.
Son of a...
What? Is that yours?
This is going to be a short episode.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. Look.
Okay, so
Well, let's see
what
how
I'll
they
do,
differ-
I'll go through my itinerary.
You know what? This is going to be
You go
really
through
easy to
your
go.
itinerary, and then we'll see how our two trips.
Okay, well, let's just do this first.
So, Alan, you'll have to pick if you want to go to Bora Bora
Or Bora
Bora Bora.
So,
Okay.
did you give any history or any information on Bora Bora itself?
No, I just
Okay.
literally planned the trip.
Let me.
Do you want to do that first?
Let me
then?
go through that. So,
Okay.
just because I was sitting there thinking, like,
I mean, I know there's like World War II history there, right?
yeah, there is some, yeah.
Yeah.
But so the reason why I thought about this, it came to my mind, was because there is, like you, there are a lot of places I'd like to go. I'd like to go to Australia. I'd like to go to Thailand. I want to go to various places in Europe. Like, I would love to. I'm a big World War II buff, which we've kind of learned in some of our episodes past. That I'd like to go and kind of take a trip throughout the path that our soldiers took, landing on Normandy, on the beaches of Normandy, and then going in. And I just like to see all of that.
So almost like recreate the path that Tom Hanks took in Saving Private Ryan.
Sure, we could go that way, but maybe more or less what they did in was it Band of Brothers.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so I remember my wife coming to me one time, and she's like, we should go on a vacation to Bora Bora. I was like, I don't even know where that is. But so she told me at that point, she's like, oh, it's this much money. And I was like, ain't no way we're ever going to Bora Bora.
So wait, your dream vacation is your wife's dream vacation?
No, she just told me about it, and
Okay.
I've since looked it up.
And then we're like, oh, this would be awesome.
Yeah, this would be an awesome place.
Yeah.
So Bora Bora, place so nice, they named it twice. So it's a Pacific island in the territory of the French Polynesia, part of a society of islands about halfway between South America and Australia. So a bunch of reports like papers of worldatlas.com calls it arguably the most beautiful island on the planet and arguably the most famous island in the world. So a lot of good things about this place. It really is just, I mean, you've done your research on it too.
It looks amazing.
It's amazing, but it's super tiny.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's an island, but there's not a lot to it. So climate wise, obviously it's a tropical climate. The island is about the same distance between the equator as Hawaii is. So you're going to get kind of the same
kind of weather
there. They only have 2 seasons, which is great. I mean, they have winter and summer. Summer goes through November from November through March, and then winter, April through November. But the temperatures differ minimally. Summer is more humid because it's more rainy during that time. But literally the difference is between it's like a difference of just a couple of degrees. Like 85 degrees in the summer, 82 in the winter.
I mean, it's got like the ultimate, because of its placement from the equator, and also because of the fact that it's an island, and islands are usually climate controlled because water it doesn't heat up as fast or doesn't cool down as fast, so you get much more moderate temperatures. So yeah, like it makes sense that it would be that way. You probably have this on here, but it's really like the closest country that is by is Tahiti.
Yeah.
And from what I've learned is that there's literally only 4 flights that come in per day. And so you have to be on one of those 4 flights or else. So you can't, it's not like you can just go and fly in there like any time of day.
Yeah,
you have to be
it's
in, like, a
very
certain
specific. It is a volcanic island. The volcano is no longer an active volcano.
So it's dormant?
It's a dormant.
Or is it extinct?
Extinct, I believe.
So like it'll never go off again?
No, it shouldn't.
Okay.
So as far as the name, just in case you want to know a little bit of history behind the name. So in ancient times, the island was called Pora Pora Maite Pora, meaning created by the gods in the local Tahitian dialect.
I kind of wish it was still called Pora Pora Maite Pora.
This was often abbreviated Pora Pora, meaning simply firstborn, because of ambiguities in the phonemes. I don't know what that is. Of the Tahitian language, this could also be pronounced Bola Bola or Bora Bora. When explorer Jacob Roggeveen first landed on the island, he and his crew adopted the name Bora Bora, which has stood ever since.
Is it phonics? Is that the word that you were?
No.
Phonetics?
Phonemes. Anyway, and then lastly, before we get to your itinerary, as of 2017, Bora Bora currently had a permanent population of about 10,605 people. So not a very populated place. This island is purely propelled by all of its tourism. Yeah. So,
but that's kind of nice because that was part of like what I was thinking is like, I do want to go somewhere that's kind of like I can feel isolated in a way where it's just like me and maybe, a handful of people that are around me or like whoever I end up going with and stuff. And yeah, it would fit all that criteria on there. So because it's a tropical island, because it's got all that stuff that Trav talked about, that's why ultimately I chose it. It's funny how there's, I'm pretty sure there's more than a couple places on Earth that you can go on vacation to. And you and I somehow picked
the exact same
location.
Well, let's see what we would have done.
Let's see if we picked down to the same hotel.
Okay.
So my itinerary that I came up with, I wanted to go on this vacation. I just randomly was like, okay, so if I was picking it, I'm going to say, I'm going to go treat myself. It's going to be my Christmas vacation. And I'm going to go leave home on Sunday, December 22nd, 2019.
I didn't go as specific as dates. I did do times of flights, but I did not do.
So I put at 8:30 a.m. I would get a ride to the airport, probably an Uber or a Lyft. And then once I get there, my flight would leave at 11 a.m.
Oh, I was going to say, okay.
What?
Mine leaves at 11:40.
Oh, burn. Wait, that's not how you use it.
Burn.
I think I just like saying burn after O. But anyway, 11 a.m. to 12:05 p.m. I would be flying from Salt Lake City to Los Angeles.
See, I'm going to San Francisco.
Oh, well,
there we go. So we're differing right now.
Decide, Alan, would you rather go to LA or San Francisco as your first layover? I would then have a layover in Los Angeles from 12:05 to 4:15. So it's a pretty long layover. It's 4 hours and 10 minutes.
My layover is only an hour.
Okay. So once I got to leave Los Angeles, I would go fly from Los Angeles at 4:15 to Papeete, Tahiti. Is that how you'd say it, Trev?
I don't know. That's not where I'm flying.
Oh, well, that's where I'm flying. And I would get there at 10:25 p.m.
I'm flying. Well, I'm assuming this is Tahiti. What's the airport that you're flying into?
Papete.
Oh, this one is Fa'a International Airport. I think it's the same thing, but it's like PPT is the abbreviation.
Oh, yeah. I think mine's the name of the city.
Okay.
Papete.
So
I'm
that's
pretty
probably-
sure the only flights going to Bora
That's what I was going to say. They can't have more than one international
from
airport.
This airport.
Yeah, the name of the airport is Fa'a International Airport.
In Papiti, Tahiti.
Yeah.
So Fa'a in Papiti,
Which
Tahiti.
I'm getting there
Say
at
that
8:40. What time are you getting there?
10:25.
See, I'm already there earlier.
Yeah, that sucks. But I have a layover
2
that's
more hours.
freaking long.
Well, yeah, because
'Cause-
by the time you get there, there's no more flights
Yeah.
going to.
So I have to lay over from 10:25 p.m. until 7:15 a.m. So I'm laid over for like 8 hours and change, or maybe like almost like 9 hours. What is that?
Well, it also depends on, are you crossing time zones?
It's 3 hours earlier. There's 3 hour time difference.
I'm staying at that one place, so I'm there from 10:25 p.m. So then another hour and 35 minutes tacked on top of 7 hours and 15 minutes, which makes it 8 hours and 50. Okay, yeah. So 8 hours 50 minutes.
You just hear him counting. He's like, what?
So yeah, how about you, Trev? Are you laid over?
I am laid over. I'm there from 8:40 p.m. is when I get in. My next departure is next morning at 8:15 a.m.
Oh,
That's almost 12 hours.
from International Airport.
So you get there before me, but I leave before you.
Yeah, but I get to spend more time in all the hotels that I've got are friggin' pristine.
So once I leave from Papete, Tahiti at 7:15 a.m. and fly into Bora Bora, and I will arrive at Bora Bora at 8:05 a.m. that on Monday, December 23rd.
See, I've got like another layover.
Where?
So it goes from departs Papiti, goes into at least I think goes into another fair airport, lands at 8:40. So it's only like a 30-minute flight, but to Huahine Airport is what it is, and then I leave. So I'm arriving at 9:45 to Bora Bora.
Okay. So you get to Bora Bora shortly after, like an hour and 40 minutes after I do.
Yeah.
So while you're still flying there, I will be gathering my bags and I will be getting another ride. I don't know if they have Uber or Lyft there. So maybe it's a shuttle. I don't know. However, but the ride will get me to where I will be staying, which at 10 a.m. I will be checking into the Four Seasons Resort.
Nope, not where I'm staying.
Where you stand?
I'm staying at the first off, I put where I was going to be staying in the layover. So
Yeah, you did
is
better
the,
than me. 'Cause
Intercontinental Tahiti Resort with a 1-king bed panoramic lagoon view.
Oh.
So just so you know, this hotel is located on 32 acres of lush tropical garden alongside an idyllic lagoon. This well-known resort in Tahiti offers fine dining at 2 restaurants and world-class dinner shows. Guests can indulge in a host of activities from diving amongst coral reefs to unwinding at the deep nature spa. If you are looking for Tahiti resorts for honeymoon, this is the ideal starting point for your unforgettable South Pacific getaway.
Ooh. That
Continue.
does sound nice. See, I ran into this problem where I was like, I get into Papite at 10:25 p.m. But I have to leave. Like we're like the ultimate Americans. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, like, we are probably making some people feel really bad and angry.
We don't mean any ill will. We like legit.
We just
are doing
can't
our
say
best.
stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, because my layover is so weird there, I was like,
You're just gonna
think
sit in the
I might
you gonna sit in the airport
chill at the airport and read a book or
for
something.
8 hours. You've already been on flights for about 16
Yeah.
hours. You're gonna be
Maybe I should have just found like a hotel to go stay in for 6 hours or something. But I would have to then come back through security.
yeah. How many people are there really?
That's true.
All right, so you're staying at the Four Seasons. I'm staying for 3 nights of my stay. I'm staying at the Intercontinental Bora Bora Le Moana Resort.
Wow. See, I decided just to stay all of my 6 nights that I'm there in the Four Seasons Resort. So I will be checking in to my 1,120 square foot bungalow with plunge pool over water.
Ah,
I don't know. Didn't we already establish that
To show
Bora Bora-
Alan a picture of what my view would be like from my room.
Oh.
very nice.
But Bora Bora only has 2 seasons, right?
yes. So why is there 4?
Yeah.
Dummy. You picked wrong.
Well, this place is so nice that they create their own additional seasons. So yeah, basically I will be staying in that hotel room. I did upgrade from the baseline that they were offering. So this upgrade did cost me extra money, which I'll reveal at the end. But I was like, you know what? If I'm going to take my dream vacation, I want to spring for I wanted to make sure I got the plunge pool in my room because I think it'd just be bad.
What's a plunge pool?
Basically, like over the ocean, but in a plunge
It's
pool.
like a pool in the ocean, but
But it's not
a
really
pool.
in the ocean. So see, it's a little pool that sits right over the ocean. So you feel like you're in the ocean, but you're in the safety of your pool.
So no sharks can get you.
And not the salt water that you have to.
Because then I get chlorinated water instead. All right. So once I get there, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., I'm pretty sure I will be pretty tired from my travels and pretty weary. So I decided I'm going to really soak in my bungalow and I'm going to take a 2-hour nap in my bungalow.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I'll be taking a nap at some point in time, but I didn't go that into detail. But my 3-night stay at the Intercontinental Bora Bora Le Moana Resort will be in a king bed lagoon view beach bungalow. So I wanted the beach bungalow first. I will tell you, I will be on the water later. But at the Intercontinental Bora Bora Le Moana Resort, the day starts with breakfast in your bungalow, delivered on a wooden canoe, decorated with
I have that too.
So basically, like they'll like row up to your bungalow in a canoe with like fruit and flowers and stuff, and they're like,
Here you go.
"Here you go." Like, "Hey man, thanks, canoe man." So
I thought your bungalow was on the beach.
mine is, but they can come up on the
Oh, so they row up and then park.
They're like, we're almost there. The sand is very difficult to traverse.
Yeah, but so I mean, I kind of did my itinerary a little bit different. Like, I just put down the different places I was going to stay, and then I have because assuming that these places are probably not that far apart from each other, I could probably hit a lot of these excursions at either hotel. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I kind of went through, and you guys will see from the itinerary. So all of these things were offered by the Four Seasons Hotel. They are extra costs,
doesn't matter.
but
Dream vacation, man.
But
Deep pockets.
I felt like it was the most efficient way to hit up as many activities as I could that I wanted to do while I was on this vacation. So you tell me, Trav, at this point, do you want me to just go through and you'll
Just go
stop
through.
me whenever you want? Okay.
Just go for it.
All right. So once I take my nap and I wake up from my nap at noon, all fresh and refreshed.
Fresh and refreshed.
So, yeah, that seems.
I woke up, I was fresh.
But then I
got
refreshed.
That did seem repetitive. So after I'm fresh and refreshed, I figure I would then make my way over to one of the 7 restaurants that are available on this resort and have myself a nice lunch. Once I have lunch there, I did look at the menus, but I just didn't want to take the time to pick every meal out.
No,
So
I didn't do that
Assume, plus, I don't know when I get there actually what I'm going to feel like. Like maybe I feel like the ahi tuna steak.
Just
right now,
basically most
but
of the
maybe
stuff
not
that you're
when I
going to be
get
eating,
there.
because all of the stuff that they have there, because it is this secluded island, is most of the stuff is basically things that you can get from the island. So you're talking about fruits, you're talking about seafood that's around the island. So I mean, they're going to
looks
be
good.
They're going to be exporting in some stuff, but they really, and from what I was reading, they really rely heavily on just the natural resources that are around.
So it's like it's fresh.
Yes, fresh fish.
It's
It's
fresh,
fresh, and then it's refreshed fish.
It's fresh, refreshed fish. So, yeah. So I would go get my lunch. Once I'm done with lunch, from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m., I would go over to the resort spa and I would enjoy a massage, a deep tissue massage that was catered just to my body.
Sensual massage.
Massages
How do
there
they cater
run at
just to your body?
$235.
I don't get that.
Well, like they'll design it to like cater to your exact like needs. So
They like put you in like a laser scanner. Like, we're gonna scan your body and get the exact shapes, and then we're gonna practice on a dummy. That is exactly how your body is.
you're
And
gonna
then-
be there first. Burn.
What?
He said
dumb.
we're gonna practice on a dummy. I just had to crack that joke. All right. So anyway, after my sensual massage, I will be going at 3 o'clock to 5:30. I will just go. I wanted to quickly hit up the helmet dive. So you guys might be wondering,
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Helmet
are you
dive?
going to be doing the helmet dive too, Trav?
If it's what I think it is, then yes, yes, sir, I am.
So the helmet dive is you get to experience what it's like to walk in a true natural aquarium, 10 to 12 feet beneath the surface of the lagoon. The helmet dive is a fabulous way to discover the underwater world.
Okay.
So apparently this is a 2.5 hour excursion.
Do you have a picture? That's just a picture of fish.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't show the actual helmet dive. I am assuming that the helmet dive, I just picture like the old like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea where
So
they
it's
put
just-
those big
it
old
just
helmets
weighs you down.
and you just walk on the bottom of the ocean as you like.
You have to have the tube that's attached to the surface.
well, I'm pretty sure they do have the tube that's attached to the surface because it's just a helmet dive. You don't have anything
what's
else.
that?
Just a helmet.
What's that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr.? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he's like a military diver or something.
Like he's in the Navy.
I know what
Yeah,
it is. I can't
it's-
remember what it's called though.
But they have
A Few Good
back
Men?
in the day.
It's not a few good men. It's not a few good men. That is.
Is he not in that movie? No. Oh. Well, my facts have been mixed up. All right. So after my helmet dive, I will go back get ready. So from 6:30 to 10 p.m., I will be hitting up a sunset cruise dinner.
This is day 2. It's gonna be a long.
We better hurry. We'll start going fast here. So, sunset cruise dinner. Enjoy one of the most intimate dining experiences Bora Bora has to offer. Imagine a perfect evening departing the resort on board a motorized traditional outrigger canoe for a romantic sunset cruise. Arrive to a private white sand motu and enjoy Polynesian-inspired cuisine by the light of tiki torches. So, the helmet dive is $152. The sunset cruise dinner is $970.
Ooh.
Okay. Then I would get back to my room, and from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., I would just go and sit and soak in my plunge pool.
If we're trying to hurry, we don't need to do 1 hour at a time.
Yeah.
And then at 11 p.m., I would go to sleep. Do you have anything you want to add to that day, Trev?
No, I'm already at the end of my trip soon. So,
Oh, you are?
well, I've got my next hotel, but I've got my hotel that I'll tell you about, and then I've got all the excursions, but it's not a specific time. I'm just saying I'm going to go on these excursions.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did
so
not
on-
plan it minute per minute.
On Tuesday,
I
December
knew-
24th,
I knew that Danny
I will
would,
be
though.
going at 9 a.m. I'll wake up. 9:30 to 10:30, I'll go get my breakfast. From 11 to 1, I will be doing a Wave Runner guided tour. That is $268.
Let's just from now on assume that you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
Unless it is specifically part of an excursion.
Okay.
Wave.
So the Wave Runner guided tour is $268. Explore the entire island of Bora Bora by lagoon while riding a Wave Runner on the guided tour. Discover the beauty of a turquoise lagoon and see all that Bora Bora has to offer. And then After that, I'll get my lunch.
He can't help himself.
After that, I will go back to the massage, get a massage at the resort spa again, my second one, from 2:30 to 4.
They give him happy endings, so he just keeps going back.
Whatever, those are extra. I didn't splurge for those. 4:30 to 5. I knew you were going to go there. From 4:30
so gross.
from 4:30 from 4:30 to 5, I will be taking my helicopter tour. That is $1,985, but I get to see Bora Bora and the surrounding islands via helicopter and enjoy a 30-minute sightseeing flight or transfer from island to island using the resort private helipad for a true VIP flight experience. You probably don't need to know that.
No,
part.
we don't.
So,
Do any of you guys, are you guys going to go to the World War II guns?
You'll see.
There's
Oh, I would definitely
We'll
go
see
to
if
World
that
War II
happens.
guns.
5:30 to 6:30, I will chill at the resort pool just so I could get to know it a little bit. 7 to 8:30, I'll have dinner. 9 to 10:30, I'll do a stargazing tour.
Ooh,
This I
this
knew
may
Alan
be the
would like,
clincher.
You know what?
$600.
I'm going to do stargazing too, but I don't have to go on a tour. I just go outside and I look up in the sky.
whatever. I'll do that too. But this is after an exhilarating
Whoever has more stargazing wins.
After an exhilarating day in Bora Bora, relax and unwind for an evening of stargazing. Embark on a sunset cruise while the sky color turn from blue to orange and stop on a private motu where your show will start soon.
Danny's just
Speckles in
all
the
by
dust
himself.
skies soon become flickering stars, which brighten as the minutes pass. Before you know it, the sky will fill with twinkling stars waiting for the stories to be told. Alan, you should take a look at that. Look how awesome the stars look on that. And then I will go back to my room after that. At 11 p.m., I will go to sleep. On Wednesday at 9 o'clock, I will wake up. 9:30 to 10:30 breakfast. 10:30 to 11:30 soak.
What did I tell you? We're going to assume you eat food.
Okay. I will soak in the plunge pool.
Again.
Okay. Also, let's just assume that each day you soak in the plunge pool.
So now he set up a routine on his vacation.
Pretty much every day you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you soak in your plunge pool and
you get
go on an
two
excursion.
massages. You get two massages, but no happy endings because you didn't want to splurge.
And then from 12 that's what it's like. All right, from 12 a.m. to 1 p.m. I will do my submarine scooter
thanks.
excursion.
I can do that myself. I've got a plunge pool.
This is getting expensive, so I got to save money somewhere. So 406, if submarine scooter excursion is $406, but you get a unique to the French Polynesia, a lagoon discovery adventure with your own 2-seat submarine scooter and an experience to remember. You'll explore the colorful lagoon from 10 feet below the surface. After that, I will do what Trav said I can't talk about. And eat lunch.
Can't help it.
And then from 2 o'clock to 3:30 on this day, on Wednesday, I am going to change it up a little bit. I'm not going to get my massage. I'm actually going to get a men's specialized facial.
Gross.
That's $239.
That's an expensive
Facial.
But then after I'm done with that, I'm going to go hit up something that I've always wanted to do. So I'm glad they offered it here is parasailing from 4 to 4:30.
I've done that.
That's $461, but I get to, I think most of you know what a parasailing is, so I won't read the whole description,
Yeah, no.
but you get to fly over the beach or whatever.
Do they
and
have
the
like
water.
cage diving with the sharks or anything? That you guys saw?
They do
I-
have not.
Not cage diving though.
You'll see in mine.
Yeah, you'll see in mine too.
Dang it, Danny. Just basic.
And then 4:30 to 6:30, I called it beach time, so I'll just hang out on the beach and enjoy the ocean. from 7 to 8:30, hit up dinner, 8:30 to 9. I'll have a beach walk. And then at 9:30, I decided I want to get an early sleep.
Just a beach walk.
This time. So at 9:30, I'm going to go to sleep so that I can wake up at 7:30 the next morning. If you haven't noticed, all of my sleep times are 10 hours because I want to have lots of sleep. And then from 8 to 9, I'll do the thing that Trav said I can't talk about. 9 to 11, I'll take a Jeep tour. That's $656. But this Jeep tour, check it out. You get you get to explore Bora Bora with Vavu Safari and discover the culture, history, fauna, and flora of Bora Bora. For example, did you know Bora Bora used to be called Vavu? Or on this tour, you'll explore the World War II sites and the cannons from the friendly American takeover of the island in 1942. Learn about the ancient temples of the great Tahitian society built around 1100 AD and hear the many legends of the island. What?
Cannons from the what? Takeover?
Friendly American takeover.
What does that mean?
Of the islands.
You don't take over an island, but friendly, in a friendly way? What does that mean?
Everybody, your home is now our home. We own you because we have guns.
These giant guns we call cannons.
If you do not listen, we will murder you.
But in a friendly way.
Right? Okay.
You have to add like a little chuckle.
Okay, guys, love you.
Friends till the end.
You guys can eventually have a Jeep tour.
They just play Barney's "I Love You, You Love Me" over and over again, like on like a giant loudspeaker.
All right, so after my Jeep tour, I will go grab a bite to eat in the middle of the day, whatever you call that. 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., I will go do an ATV quad tour. That's $212, but this excursion offers an exciting and fun way to discover the main island of Bora Bora. Ride your ATV on the Circle Island Road from Viatepe to Mantaria, then go off-road, discover the flora and fauna of the island, and on the way home, or on the way to some breathtaking points of view. So after that, though, I felt like I know I'm a little bit later than usual, but I still wanted to hit up the spa, so I would go get my massage from 5 to 6:30 that day. After my massage, I go hit up dinner, and then at 8:30 to 9:30, I'm going to be soaking in the plunge pool. And then 10 o'clock p.m., I would go to sleep. So then Friday, I would wake up at 8.
So what day is this now we're on?
Friday. I'm almost done.
Out of what? What would you start on?
Sunday. Friday, I would wake up at 8, 9:30 or 8:30 to 9:30. I'll have my morning food. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I would actually go on the Luna Sea fishing experience. Are you going to be doing any fishing on your trip, Trav?
No,
Why not?
because I think fishing's boring.
But here's the cool thing about this trip. It's $1,385, but I think I get lunch on the boat. So
I know there was a lot of things that I was looking at, and it's like, what do you get? No snacks.
Correction, you only get lunch if you catch some fish.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But it says allow one of the best local fishermen of Bora Bora to take you on a fishing trip in the lagoon or out to the deep sea, where they will share with you their Polynesian fishing techniques. Types of game fish include Pacific blue marlin, which I would be excited about, mahi-mahi, wahoo, apparently it's a type of fish, skipjack tuna, yellowfin tuna, trevally, jacks, and
What about
barracuda.
bumblebee tuna?
Nope, no bumblebee tuna. This is the fresh
Bumblebee
stuff.
tuna.
Remember? Also
Bumblebee
found,
tuna.
but not as common, black marlin, striped marlin, sailfish, short bill, spearfish, and big eye tuna. But I was excited about the blue marlin, because isn't the blue marlin the type of fish that in the Old Man in the Sea he catches and it takes him like 3 days to reel it in?
I don't know.
I like that book.
Blue marlin.
Good for you.
It was a good one.
It is a pretty big fish, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a swordfish.
If you haven't read The Old Man in the Sea, read The Old Man in the Sea, Trav and Alan.
I've read it. I just don't remember it.
It was like, I hated most books that were assigned to me at school, but that one's one I actually liked. After my Luna sea fishing experience, I would kind of be in the mood because I'd already have learned about how to fish for some fish, so I'd want to do something more exciting that I learned about stuff too. So I would do a private naturalist experience where everything you've ever wanted to know about Bora Bora marine life you'll discover with our marine biologist in our lagoon sanctuary or thriving underwater reef ecosystem. The private tour is designed to experience the lagoon sanctuary and the reef surrounding it to understand, touch, hear, and see all the marine life inside. That's $231. After which I would hit up dinner from 7 to 8:30.
You can't just say he's going on it. He literally has to read the description of every single thing that he's doing.
From 8:30 to 10, I would hit up the spa and I would get my massage because I would almost have missed it for the day. And then at 10:30 p.m. after my massage, I would just go to sleep. On Saturday, I would wake up at 8:30. Then I go get my food in the morning. And then at 10 to 4, I would do the thing that Alan's been waiting for this whole time, which is the Ray and Shark Snorkeling Safari. It's only $231. I thought this might have been the best bargain on the cart this time, as it's 6 hours of experience. And not only do you get to dive with the rays and the sharks, but it includes a barbecue. So lunch is included. Experience the thrill of watching the black tip reef sharks and hand feed the majestic stingrays, board a motorized outrigger canoe, and depart for a memorable experience on the Blue Lagoon on this semi-private snorkel safari. So that would be exciting. But if that's not exciting enough for you, after I'm done with that, at 4:30, I'd run over and I'd hit up my skydiving experience where I would go skydiving from 4:30 to 5:30. That's $1,191. I think we all know what skydiving is, so I won't read the description, after which I'll probably be hungry. I'll probably be hungry, so I'll go get my dinner at 8 o'clock, or 6 to 7:30, 8 o'clock to 9:30. Once again, I would almost have forgotten to get my massage, so I would go to the spa, get my massage, and then I'd be...
You're going to be so dehydrated from all the massaging.
I will definitely drink lots of water.
Massages make you dehydrated.
Yeah, because it like breaks up the lactic acid and stuff within your system, and you have to drink a lot of water to keep flushing it out and stuff. Yeah.
I have never gotten a massage in my life.
Oh, that's sad.
Like a professional massage.
Well, you should get one sometime. Maybe for Christmas if that's what you want. Ask.
There's other things I would want more.
Santa. All right. 10 p.m. I would go to sleep. Sunday, I would have to wake up at 8 o'clock. 8:30 to 9:30, I would get food in my belly. 9:30 to 11, I want to hurry and hit this up. I want to go catch my kite surf lessons.
It's like he's been there for a year. I got kite surf lessons today.
It's $392 for a 2-hour session. But I would get a private teacher that would teach me how to kite surf. But then after that, I'd have to run back to my room and hurry and pack all my stuff and check out of the hotel. By 12:30, I would have to get on the road so I can get back to the airport, as my flight from Bora Bora to Papetiti, Tahiti, is at 2:40. I will get there at 3:30. I will have a layover from 3:30 to 11:59 p.m. So that's another long layover. But then at 11:59 p.m., hop on another plane, and I will fly back to Los Angeles, arriving there at 10:10 a.m. On Monday at 10:10 a.m. to 4:45. I'll be laid over in Los Angeles. At 4:45, I will jump on a plane back to Salt Lake City, arrive home at 7:45, get another Uber, and at about 8 o'clock, and be home by 8:30. And go to bed.
All right. So just in case you've just been fast forwarding up till this point, Danny's going to go to Bora Bora. He's going to eat food. He's going to plunge in a pool. He's going to do a bunch of fun stuff. And he's going to go home. He's going to get tons of massages.
A man's facial.
Basically, so last we saw Travis he was at the Intercontinental Bora Bora Le Moana Resort.
Last we saw Travis
in his King Lagoon View Beach bungalow. But after 3 days there, going to be taking a little trip over to my next hotel. Kind of want to get a little diversity going, so I'm going to be staying at the Le Tahaz Island Resort and Spa, where I'm going to be in a overwater suite, which includes a spa and breakfast package. That's where also I'm going to be getting a bunch of canoes coming to me in the morning, giving me
So
some.
every morning you're gonna get the
Hells yeah.
the breakfast.
I ain't going
on the
nowhere.
canoe-
You're going to
canoe
bring me my
breakfast.
food.
Okay. Well played, Trav. Well played.
But let's see. So basically this resort is a world of its own. It's set on a beautiful Motu Tau, a private islet looking onto the lush shores of Tahaz on one side of the majestic silhouette of Bora Bora. Let's see. Basically, from there, you pretty much named all of the things that I was going to be doing because I think you named pretty much everything that is available to do on the island. So, I did things like Lagoon Experience, which is where you go and swim with the sharks and the stingrays.
Do you get a barbecue with yours?
You know what? I don't know. I get to go snorkeling, relax on a beach, sip complimentary drinks aboard the boat. I don't know. In this one, like, I can do whatever I want. Like, they kind of give you like the free range to tailor. Like, just tell the guy, this is what I want to go do. This is what I want to go do. So it's kind of like a cruise. Anyway, underwater scooter. You mentioned that. It's kind of like basically the
submarine.
it's like a little submarine. So like you can go underwater, but like your body's underwater, but your head's in this bubble, and it's kind of propelled.
Oh, you're like holding on to
Yeah.
the motorized whatever thing.
Yeah. Also, wanted to do the off-roads adventure inside and around Bora Bora. So that's doing the ATVs where you get to go and just kind of see all the sides, go in through the little jungle that they have there and stuff. And various other things I wanted to go on. I do not want to go skydiving. Not something for me.
I know you hate heights, but
I do hate them.
I've never gone skydiving, but I would like to experience it.
But I've done the parasailing in Mexico. But anyway,
because on this thing they said the skydiving, all you need to do is a quick 15-minute.
they strap you to somebody, but still, you're jumping out of a plane, 10,000 feet in the air.
They didn't say they would strap me to somebody.
Yeah,
they just
you're
said
gonna be
15-minute like.
You're going to be
lesson,
strapped to
and
somebody.
then just go.
No, you're going to be strapped to somebody. They're not. Never jumped out of an airplane before. Okay, just push out.
No, you learn for 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
So,
All right. So
the only thing. Oh, did you have more?
No, that was it. I was just going to get to the.
What was the
price
second
here.
hotel that you were staying in?
It was.
Did you have two hotels?
Yeah.
Did you mention both?
I did.
Oh, sorry.
It was the. Goodness gracious! Why you make me go back and do this?
Trav's not used
It
to having
was
several pages of notes.
3-night stay at Le Tahaz Island Resort and Spa. The other one was the Intercontinental Bora Bora Le Moana Resort.
On the beach.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's going from the beach to right on the water.
So yeah, there was a whole bunch of activities that I wanted to be able to do.
Trav, did you have one of the stargazing things?
I didn't write it down, but like I said, I feel like I could just go outside and look in the sky.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, I would be doing that exact thing from my plunge pool sometimes. But yeah, so the only thing that I was unable to book into my trip that I also wanted to do was snooka, which is apparently a combination between snorkeling and scuba diving. But that was the thing that had to take a cut.
What? Big cat take a cut. That is the thing that big cat take a cut.
Is that some of the local language of Bora Bora?
I was trying to say that's the thing that I had to like catastrophically be cut from my
Big cat take a cut. So, all right, we got to end this, but we told you that we'd tell you. Now, I can tell you with everything that he's done, it's way more pricier than mine. But
so what is your in the fashion of the Showcase Showdown How much is your package, Trav?
So, see, this is the thing. So, I priced out everything actually individually, which came to $8,486.50. But then
That's it?
yeah, but then I found a package deal that was $4,350 that actually included all those hotels with the lagoon cruise, picnic lunch, the 4x4 Jeep safari, and jet ski excursion. So all of that for the $4,350. So I figured I'd take that and then I just add whatever else I wanted to at the end. So it actually probably come out less than $8,486. But
Oh, well done, Trav.
I'm also about bargaining. I mean, I know it's my dream vacation, but I want to be frugal too.
Yeah. I mean, I tried looking for bargains. I did upgrade my hotel room.
Part of a dream vacation is getting it for the right price.
Yeah,
I did upgrade my hotel room, but so for the cost of the flight plus the hotel and fees, because there's like a $231 a night resort fee that I needed to pay. But the total for that is $30,861.23.
30?
Yeah. Then I figured each meal would cost me an average of about $100 a meal. That means I probably got like a drink or something too.
$100 a meal.
So 15 meals while I'm there that are not included as part of my excursions. So that'd be $1,500. I had 14 activities I'd be partaking in, I guess.
For somebody who, remember what he said at the very beginning? I just want to go somewhere where I don't have to worry about anything and just get some R&R. Like, he has got something every single minute. He's not going to be resting and relaxing at all because he's going to be so tense and worried about getting to his next scheduled excursion.
So all my 14 activities combined cost $9,140. I did have to change this because everything is priced in XFP, which is like their currency in Bora Bora.
You can change it though.
But I just Googled it and I just did the currency exchange rate. And so these are the American dollar prices that this would all come out to. Spa treatments, 5 massages and 1 facial would come out to $1,414. And then I added some miscellaneous expenses for food while I'm traveling, tipping, transportation to and from airports, and souvenirs, etc. for $2,000. So my total price for this package is $44,915.23.
Mine is less than 10,000.
So which trip would you guys like to do? Let us know.
Same thing.
And Alan,
Mine's just cheaper.
what would you pick?
Although I did enjoy that you had the stargazing, Travis made a good point that you could just go out and do that whenever.
For free.
For free.
But it's better when you pay $600 to do it.
Like, this is a genius business model. We'll make them pay $600 to look up in the sky.
And
That is true. I might have to replace that stargazing with snooka.
All right.
I would. So I'm based on price. I have to go with Travis's.
Based on love.
And if
like
you
fun.
had not cut the snooka, I would have gone with yours.
Oh,
It's like, dang it. I
knew I should have added the snooka. But all right, that was surprisingly actually.
Go shmush shmush.
I didn't know that we could fill enough time with our dream
Well, you know
vacations,
what? I
but-
think I've come to realize that any time that you are talking and have something written, or at least 7 pages written out, anytime, I don't know. Like, we will fill the time because if you have something down on paper, you cannot skip it.
First of all, it's not even 3 pages.
Okay, but that felt like 7 pages.
And it's like
Page per
super
day.
like it's not even full lines. It's just
No,
like,
but you have every minute. I think I should have.
Every minute
I don't know why
accounted
I
for
don't
of a
learn.
week.
Like, when I tell you, like, yeah, let's just like write out an itinerary. I'm thinking like, this is where I'm staying. This is what I'm doing. Danny's got like, he takes it literal to like minute by minute. At 7:30 p.m., I'm gonna be taking a piss. Based on how much I've had to drink prior to. This may take, roughly 1 minute to 1 minute 36 seconds. So,
but due to all the massages and dehydration, I don't plan on pissing very often.
It's going to be forcing a lot of that liquid out. So,
so it's like more efficient that way.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Tell us what your dream vacation would be. Obviously, we didn't get very diverse here. We both picked Bora Bora, but like I said, it is a place so nice they named it twice. Look, if you've never even looked at them before, seriously, one of my main things is I just wanted to go out and be in a hotel room out on the freaking ocean.
Yeah, I thought that was
in
awesome
clear
too.
water, so where I could get up, walk out on the deck, and just jump in clear blue ocean waters.
Yeah, and it's like warm water.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Apparently, it was so nice that we both chose it.
We did it twice. So,
and then Alan would pick space. So you can either be in the warm tropical waters of Bora Bora or in the cold, frigid, I would say air, but there is no air, vacuum of space.
So yeah, visit our website.
There's no air if you're scuba diving.
It's true.
Well, there is in your
with
pack.
with the helmet thing.
So visit our website, qcopodcast.com, or visit us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at qcopodcast, and let us know what your dream vacation would be. Tell us what you'd like to do, we will definitely take a look at it. Maybe we'll do another one of these to where we'll try and pick something different this time. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening. Of course, we'd appreciate it if you enjoy this, rate us 5 stars, give us some comments there, and so thanks again, and we will see you next week.